Welcome back to another great episode on KOB TV, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I am your host, Ken Johnson, and we are jumping right in to how to form a nation, or more specifically, how to become a country in 3 easy steps. So basically, guys, as you see right here, they give basically 3 easy steps. One, declare independence to establish a new country. The country must first satisfy the international laws, rules that all free countries generally acknowledge and follow set forth by the Montevideo Convention on the rights and duties of states. And of course, it was adopted in 1933. Now, if you are somewhat studied, then you would know that 1933 is the year that we went broke, as that's when the world bankers took over. Really? Well, they did the 1913 thing, but 1933, if you look at House Joint Resolution 192, you'll see that the fiat currency that we use now that's what backs us, the belief in it, not gold or silver or any actual great commodity. But that was step one. So step two is to gain recognition, recognize. So like when the Afro descendants tried to create Liberia, well, they created Liberia. Well, they didn't actually create Liberia. This colonial created it. And anyway, the point is the United States did not recognize. They did not want to recognize it as a country, therefore sealing its fate among the world or international trade. And so where it is now is not really sure. I know the American, what is it, the ACS, American Colonization Society. That's where you look up to find out about Liberia. But the next one is join the United Nations. So you don't necessarily have to. It's just how can you say it? More of a not a law. Let's read this really quick. This is pertinent to Sudan when they when they declared independence. Step one, to establish a new country. The country must first satisfy the international laws, rules that all free countries generally acknowledge and follow, set forth by, we just read that, Montevideo Convention on the rights and duties of states. So generally, you follow these certain rules. Generally, it did not say the country must first satisfy the international laws, rules that all free countries generally acknowledge. That's a key phrase right there. Generally acknowledge. So they generally acknowledge it, but it's not, a requirement if you're free after you've declared independence. And going down, we'll just skip a bit. You can read it. It'll be in the description. Another requirement that the country, I'm sorry, have a permanent population necessitates that, remember we're using Sudan as a analogy here necessitates that Southern Sudan negotiate the issue of citizenship and residency as millions of Southerners work in the North and vice versa. South Sudan has already met the requirement that the new country must have a government. So you got to have a government. With Sudan's current vice president, and he's elected. So we want to have a form of government. We're not going to read it all. We're just going to skip through because it's very, very simple. And of course, gaining recognition. We just went through that. Now, the United States did not recognize Liberia as a country. And like I said, it kind of sealed its fate. But of course, we already have people, states, countries that are willing to recognize us, and that is Africa. So, if you are part of the NFAC, joining the NFAC, then you don't have to worry about recognition if the United States does not want to recognize you. That's perfectly fine. And step 3, join the United Nations. Once again, this is not like, set in stone, because, they are not an actual permanent country. It's just a conglomerate of people from each individual states coming together saying, basically, this country may have a contract with another country, and that country may break it. And so that's where the UN comes in and say, how can we help? How can we stop this? And, to quell whatever confrontation they may have. And so it's not a requirement, but it would help. The United Nations asserts that because it itself is not a country, it does not possess any authority to recognize a state. So they couldn't recognize you. An actual country would have to recognize you, recognize a state or government. But being admitted to the UN goes a long way toward a new country becoming recognized by the international community. So, once again, this is very short. Just, letting you know what you're actually doing is a process, and it's something that's already been thought of many, many years ago, all the way back before 1933, although that's when the laws of forming the nation came into effect. Of course, you would have to know that they would have to have thought of it long before then to finalize it on that date. So 1913, you can go back further than that too, because they knew, and if they didn't, they want to force a path. So it's forcing a path or some kind of precognition, knowing what the destiny is. And most believe that it is written. And so if it is written, and those who have the books know, because we have the biblical reference like the Bible, which won't tell you much, but there is a beginning and an end, and so we don't know the details basically like they do. So that's why they're able to plan so far ahead. It's all about the books and knowledge and knowing. So guys, that's really it. I just wanted to let you know. Should I read any more of this? I don't think so. I'll skip down a little bit and just see. No, that's it. So yeah, I will. In order to apply for UN membership, the aspiring country first needs to send an application letter along with a declaration. Remember us sending the Declaration of Liberation. We're already doing paperwork, guys. We're already ahead of the game. Have no fear. The NFAC is here. Okay, guys, I am going to try and make another video here, and go ahead and like the video. Hit that thumb up. Or if you don't like it, hit the thumb down. And share the video. And if you're new, go ahead and hit the subscription and hit the bell icon. It might work. Test it out to see. I'll talk to you in a minute.